Good morning. Happy Sunday. Today is Sunday, April 28th, and I am your morning witch. So, something I've been thinking about because of my life experience that a lot of people don't think about because of their life experience, that the idea has never been presented to them. And so, we're going to talk about that today and how it pertains to magic. Do you guys hate it when I do that? When I'm all like, I'm going to be cryptic going into it? You may have heard that perception is reality, and it is. Perception is your reality. Your perception of everything that has ever happened to you is your reality. And the perceptions of everyone else who was involved in those same situations, that is their reality. And there's a space in between that is what happened, what was, what existed without anyone putting their own life experience and feelings on it. But nobody knows what that is because everyone in the situation is an observer. Even an observer is an observer who is observing through the lens of their own lived experience. So when our entire perception of the world is strictly our own lived experience, then literally everything is different to everyone, right? And if you've never thought about that before, it is 100% factual, the truth. Other than twins, everybody's life experience is completely different. And that is twins who were raised in the same household. And it only goes to a certain point because at points in their life, they will be separated. And the moment that they are separated and start having a different lived experience from the other, they no longer are the same. But that is the closest that people get to sameness in thinking and understanding and what life is. That's the closest we can get. And most of us, don't have that. So our own lived experience, our own perception is exactly what we know the world to be, even though those around us have completely different perceptions of the exact same things. And I know a lot of people find that very frustrating, but it's the way it is because we all have different stuff coming to the table. Even if we're talking about the same subject, what I have on the subject, what's in my mind on the subject, is all based off of what I think of what I've read or seen or experienced. And all of that is personal to me because they're all through the lens of what I've previously experienced up until the moment of experiencing that. And the same for the other person in the conversation. So I started off by saying how it pertains to magic, and obviously it's huge in magic because somebody else's experience is going to make them think one way about a subject or a spell or a kind of magic or a kind of interpretation of a text or a relation of how you should be with nature with your magic. And all of it's based on lived experience. So discounting another's way of doing something is completely uncool, but from a magical perspective, it's completely incorrect. Yes, there are scientific things that go into it, right? Like stones have certain vibrations and they can be scientifically proven to have them. Plants have certain vibrations, scientifically proven to have them. Plants have medicinal properties that are scientifically measured and experienced, and it's knowledge that's fact. But that doesn't mean that somebody experiencing, let's say, amethyst, and saying, this stone is for love, that doesn't make them wrong. A lot of other people would say amethyst is for psychic protection. But it can be for more things like psychic protection and love. They can equate to each other. I mean, love is pain. Love and our pain receptors are the same thing. So to say that you couldn't have a protective stone be a love stone is scientifically inaccurate. And I'm not telling you guys how to be. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm giving you an idea to think about because I would like everybody to think about this concept of how, yes, this might have this one thing, but for me it has this other thing, and that doesn't mean it's wrong, because from my lived experience or this person's lived experience, it has this connotation, and there is energetic backup for that. And here's the thing, everything's all fucking connected. Everything's all connected. So how can my experience of this thing that can relate back to this other thing through a scientifically proven way How can it be wrong just because you say that in this book that was written by Scott Cunningham, it says it's only for this? Like, Scott Cunningham's lived experience and my lived experience, I guarantee you, are not the same fucking thing. So what I would use a plant for and what he would use a plant for are very possibly completely different things. And there is nothing wrong with that. So I encourage you to think about this concept, these concepts, think about how it pertains to your magic, and don't be discouraged to make your own magic.